It's annoying. Hello. Checking my lag because, well, it's a curiosity thing. This is me moving my hand like this. A little over 1 second. So, y'all just bear in mind that I am lagging. Cool beaners. I wish I didn't have to leave it like on the live stream page or whatever, because I can't really like see what's going on the YouTube world or whatever. Now, if I get up and just walk off, y'all just keep chatting or whatever, because the dog keeps going off and there's something circling. What I already shot at it. I mean, didn't shoot at it once, but apparently I missed it. So, is there anything answering her, or is she just barking into the... I can't hear anything answering her back. Probably wake up in the morning and have a stinking puppy on the front porch. It's usually whenever it's like she does like this, it's usually somebody's thrown out another dog. Nah, I don't think it's coyote because we're not hearing any calls or anything. But we suffer from people getting rid of their puppies around here a lot. And it puts us in a horrible position. It's where the coy dogs come from. Or one of the places they come from anyway. I hadn't actually heard any coyotes in a few days. Yeah, puppy dumping. Actually, one of my more watched videos on my channel is from a little dog I rescued. Named him Lycan, because he was like, looked like a little baby wolf or whatever. He actually, at first I thought he was a coy dog pup or whatever, but when I got out, it was obvious that he was a German Shepherd. And when I took him to town to try to find him a home or whatever, his previous owner actually was a little girl, showed up. That's my dog. She went missing. My mom said she got out. And I was like, well, where do you live? And she's like, she told me she was like on the opposite side of town. And there's no way the puppy walked 14 miles. So the little girl wouldn't take care of the puppy, so the little puppy wound up out here. This one? No, it's my hat. This was my, Lillian got this for something. What was it? Father's Day or something? Got this in a pocket knife. I already broke the pocket knife. And Miss Stewart, or Mrs. Stewart, the reason they're trying to aggravate, y'all brought this up. Y'all, I did not bring a soapbox in this live stream. The reason that they are trying to aggravate the armed populace of the United States is because if they can get the armed populace to pull the trigger at the wrong time and not follow through it 100%, then they will have all the ammunition, political ammunition they need to remove every registered firearm in the country without asking. And it's only going to take one bunch of guys. I don't believe any of what they said happened in Las Vegas. None of it. Okay? And I am having a really hard time buying the... and don't get me wrong, people died. I know that happened. But I don't buy the way they're saying it happened, or the person that made it happen, or whatever. I just, yeah, no. And I've said this on live streams and in my videos. I 100% believe that Trump was never supposed to be elected. He was not supposed to. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. He was not supposed to win it. That was an accident. Something went horribly wrong. There was an intervention. It was supposed to be Clinton. But they're going to keep the Clintons of the world are wrapped up in the they, whoever they are. Okay, there's no way you get away with what they get away with without having somebody backing you up. That's just life. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. You don't. You don't have to be a paranoid schizoid to look at what goes on and realize that there's something going on. I personally believe you might need to go get a brain scan if you don't believe there's actually something going on. I mean, no insult by that. I'm legitimately concerned for your health. None of us will ever know what's going on until it's too late, I guess would be a good way to put it. Say again? So we were talking about how electricians are trying to take over the world, and we should all raise up against them. What? Who and where? Happy Hair was doing what? Ranza. Hey, Ranza! Hi, Ranza. Hold on. I forgot to tell everybody how I got to start at the top now. Y'all don't say anything till I get back down there. L. Stewart, I think I said hi. David, I said hi. Nick, I said hi. Chipper, I said hi. Mickey, I said hi. Joe, I said hi. Well, I didn't, but I am. Digger, hi. Seamus, hey. Brandon. Crystal. Did I say Bent already? Mr. Ellis. Regulator. Gray Man. Squirrel. Okay, anybody else that jumps in, y'all say hi. Because, yeah, I get started talking and I look at the little blue light and I can't see what's going on down here. Hey, you know, Rob, I think there's something to that, man. If you got two crappy servers, or, what does Kyle call them? Not servers, anyway. The box that all the, you know, my internet is really good, my connection, but where the radio, where the internet connection ties into the rest of the internet, instead of it being this big like it needs to be, it's like this big, so everything goes like that, and it's got to go. He did this whole long explanation and stuff, and I just said bottleneck, and he's like, yes. So, hey, step one's in here. Now, I have somebody over there helping me with this in case y'all are wondering why I'm noticing you're coming in the room. I have an off-screen sippy. I have a ninja sippy helping me out here. But yeah, I really, and where's my backup in here? Y'all, if I start doing the whole, what do you call it, non-politically correct, gonna get the men in black on my front door, y'all call me down.
Did you open your mouth?
Ha ha ha. Yes, I've already started talking. I mean, at least I'll get one of the good rooms. They're not going to put me like in one of the crappy rooms. They're going to have to put me in one of the good rooms because I'm I'm a major pain, not just like I'm not a private pain. I'm a major pain. So I'll get one of the good cells, like that has 4 walls and a roof. Oy. And this is just because I noticed a certain group of people come into the room, and hold on, let me check, see who all's in the room real quick. Okay, that's fine. There are a few individuals that are apparently coming in and deliberately baiting. What? Yes, I do, Joe. They were worried about me being like a gremlin, getting wet and producing or reproducing or whatever. But anyway, these people are baiting, trying to get somebody on a topic that is never going to go anywhere good. So watch them. I'm not going to call them out by name, but yeah, just watch them. I should have checked my subscribers. They come in and they subscribe, but they're the ghost subscribers. They don't, you can't see who they are or whatever. They're just numbers there. I noticed them yesterday because I just before I started the thing with FLP and them, the tabletop exercise. I just checked my deal and I only had 361. Nina says, "Hey." Well, unless you're going to respond back to have to like say stuff.
There. I said, hey Nina.
There. Now y'all know who Coffee is. Wait, what Crystal Parker say? Hold on.
Oh, tornado warning's over now. It's just flash flood, so she's back in her trailer.
Oi. That's right. Y'all been getting a lot of rain over there. I was excited because we got that 3/4 of an inch of ice on everything, and it melted and ran into the ground. I was thinking, oh wow, we went and, man, we didn't get any pictures of the handrails on the ramp. What is wrong with us? Anyway, the 37 sacks of Sac Creek now have 1.25-inch pipe handrails. Sexy. That's how I spent my Saturday. That's how me and my wife spent our Saturday. And what? Shortening the
bed.
Shorting the bed. Okay. This is to scale. Okay. Let me see if I can get this up here. Where is it? See, the lag is too bad. Come on, you can do it. All right. I'm going the wrong way. No, there it is. Okay. See this? Okay, wait. Here, let's go like this. Okay. That's a normal sized person. Okay. This is my wife's mom. She's tiny. So, got her a new bed because her old one was wore out, and when they set it up or whatever, it was like, what, 3 inches too tall for her to get into. She had to climb in her bed, so we had to take the leg, or well, actually Liz took the leg. Dang it. I'm going to have to erase this video. My wife had to take the legs off of it. Yeah, I really felt bad not being there helping you with that. Honestly, Rob, I did. I wish I could have been there to stand on the ground with the pillow for you. I could have rolled around a wheelbarrow full of cottonseed husks for you. Borrowed a welder from Courtney's dad to do the rails down there, and it's a gasless wire feed welder or whatever as a 110. It actually did a pretty decent job. The pipe I used was a little thicker than this thing was rated for, but it still did it. Well, Tracy's already fell a few times.
I saw I was listening to answer.
And
you know,
that's,
when she wasn't 88, yeah.
this lady could walk up, you know, it wouldn't matter if she wanted to get rich after Trump built the wall, she could just walk up to it and bash her head against it. The wall would fall down from one end of the country to the other end of the country because her head is that hard. She's fallen how many times? Too many times. She will not call. She's got the button. All she could do is hit the button. She crawls around the house and prays, and crawls around the house and prays, and crawls around the house and prays until God picks her up and sets her on her feet. She will not call a human being for help.
And she's 88.
And she's 88. And why aren't you pop up?
of him and Thomas.
Well, that's cool. Oh, Crystal, you in here still? Hey, Map snuck in here. There he is. Matty Maps, yeah. He did that one to himself, the Matty Maps part. He needs to do a second channel and it needs to be Matty Maps. Serious. Serious. This Matty Maps could like do, I don't know, arts and crafts stuff or something. I don't know. But anyway, Leland is in Dallas with Courtney, and they're having a face-to-face with Staff Sergeant, or yeah, no, not Staff, Sergeant Smith. If he accepts it, he will be the first recipient of a West S shirt. Just like lurking in the corners. I miss hiking. I really do. Used to hike a lot when my kids were smaller. We literally used to, me and the boys used to just go out and find a big giant rock and roll our bedrolls out on it and sleep under the stars. Step one, he had some stuff going on. He's okay. He does need y'all to pray about him. Anybody that's got his, if y'all have got his contact information, it probably wouldn't hurt to send him well wishes or whatever. Biggest thing is pray for
Kind of got that stuff DA was talking about a while ago.
Yeah, the stuff you mentioned in your live stream, BA, the PTSD. He's, it's trying really hard to steal his lunch money. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna give you all on that. See, I don't know. I was a welder by trade. I was actually, but I was, all I did was MIG and, I did stick and wire welding, okay? I was proficient with all of that. With that, I mean, I could weld circles around anybody I knew. I did a little bit of TIG, but never any stainless or anything. I just did steam coils and stuff out of regular mild steel with TIG. But I wondered the way it worked. I know you can do aluminum and stainless and stuff with it. It's a lot of work to do the stainless with the TIG. It's the best way to do it though. Wire welding is fun, and you can do aluminum with wire welder if you said. But stop derailing me. That's Sippy's to him. Miss Coffee. But I've wondered why you can't TIG weld brass and copper. I know some of the, you know what, it might be the whole, I bet that's it, because it's actually what makes the metal go together in the arc is the magnetic blah blah. Where the arc is, there's a little, its own little magnetic world, and it holds the molten metal together. And brass and copper are, they got nothing in them that's magnetic. So I guess that might be the other thing. I don't know.
Just Dave said
Hi. Just aid. And y'all remember, if somebody comes in the room, y'all say hi. Because I know we used to use brass plates and stuff for filling holes. You know, you put that on the backside or whatever, and then you go to welding and stuff. I watched a guy do the TIG on some stainless one time, and the guy should be in a art museum. And he made it look like it was nothing. I mean, it took him probably took him 30 minutes to get the pipe set up, and then he flicked that valve on, and for the, you know, because you fill the cavity with inert gas, and he flipped his hood down and just started welding, and it was just like, I mean, when it was done, it was like these perfect dimes laying where there used to be a gap in the steel. It was a thing of beauty. That TIG welding's cool because there's not all that cleanup. There's no flux or anything to come off the weld. It's like I like flux core wire welding, but the heat and everything's real hard. There's only so much you can do with it. Everything's pretty much got to be flat. You can do a little uphill with it, but I don't think the strength of the weld is there. But you got to do what the engineer says. Whatever the engineer requires the weld to be, that's what you got to do. So you got to figure out how to make it work, even if in the textbook it says you can't do this. It's like the engineer doesn't read that part of the book. So you got to go in there and you just got to make it work. When he's not looking, you go ahead and grind it out, and you run regular wire inert gas in the middle to make the bond, and then you go ahead and do a flux core cap on it. Passes inspection. Okay, that's all that really matters. You're welding mild steel with a mild steel wire, and then you come back and you finish it out with a high carbon steel wire. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. Spot welder weighed out of a microwave? Made out of, oh, well, dude, whatever you don't get hit by that transformer, dude, that thing will fry your butt. Never have a microwave open when it's plugged in. I do know that. That transformer that's in there that does all the work that makes the radio waves or whatever, that thing takes very little electricity and makes it a lot of electricity. I mean, it's in the thousands. It jumps to the thousands of volts. It's crazy. So I imagine so, because that's all a spot welder is a big transformer that goes to induction rods.
I just want to make one just
Okay.
somebody else has a channel. That
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I never would have thought. And that's why I watch YouTube, is to find out that you can, to find out if anybody else has tried this stuff that goes through my head, and to see, there's other things that don't go through my head, and I'm like, oh wait, that's cool. There you go. Yeah, are they done with dinner? Or whatever it was they were doing, babe?
Yeah, they do the dinner. They sent a picture of them somewhere. I don't know what they were doing.
Yes, actually Leland is with Sergeant Smith right now. So.
Maybe at his dad's hanging out or something. Not real sure.
Leland and Sergeant Smith became very close. So, they've been, Sergeant Smith was helping Leland's attitude and outlook, and so he's repaying the favor. I'm reading the thing or whatever, and I'm like, could these people hear what I'm saying?
But Rob was texting him.
They may be texting me. My phone's out in your car, in my jacket pocket. Oh, sorry, I'm sitting here reading the comments. What y'all want to talk about? Somebody throw me something to talk about. Y'all talk about something like exciting, so I can like rattle on and y'all can like ignore me. Instead of just me standing here, because people come back and they watch this and they really want me to do something besides stand here or sit here and read. I could eat some more chocolate. And I want to do. Actually, I want to do two. I think Small Onion's gonna do one, and I'm gonna do one. Start building your combine. I think I'm gonna draw you out some blueprints. If I can ever get back up to the other end of Texas, the what do you call it? All the stuff need to build that combine's up there. Just got to get it out of that building. Didn't hear what I said, Rob? About what? I said a lot of stuff. About Leland hanging out with Sergeant Smith.
Fried pickles?
Fried pickles. You'll need a heavy duty truck. I don't think you're going to be able to do it with the F-150. Tomatoes. Oh, reckon you could pickle green tomatoes? Then that would be...
I don't know why you would need green tomatoes.
Green tomatoes are pretty good fried. Just like
Pickles
eggplant.
are already green. They're supposed to stay green. They're not like unripe things. So pickles are better.
Okay.
Origami demonstration.
It'll fit. An origami. I'm not doing no origami. I can make a paper airplane. You want to see me make a paper airplane? To do origami, here I made a rectangle out of aluminum. Pretty impressive, right? I used to know how to make a crow out of paper, but that was a long time ago. All weather. Are you talking the stainless? I don't know which rifle you're talking about, seems. What's a wooden badger? That's probably like a dumb question. I can build just about anything out of wood or steel. I can even make stuff out of clay. Waste oil heaters make a lot of sense. I mean, you can either throw it away or take it to the recycle places, which they took away. I don't understand that. They took all the used oil recycling places out of town. I mean, what do you do with it now? Oh, okay. I'm going to have to rewatch that. I missed that somewhere there.
Because you don't care.
Oh, God. I guess he was hiding. Just go kill it, Sadie. Yeah, get it. Did she light out? Ah, she sucks.
He was lurking.
Yeah, he was hiding out in the background. Oh, I've been trying to catch up. Whenever you get a chance, FLP, you're probably going to want to go back and watch the first 10 minutes of it or whatever. Whenever I went all raw on gun control or whatever. I have seeds for my garden. Collards are good for you. Green beans are good for you. It's too hot around here to grow these daggum things. I'm going to try again. There's more, but I'm going to keep digging them up. What's this one? Look. Squash. Ooh, we got to get, well, no, I kept the seeds from the spaghetti squash.
Yeah, it's leaving.
Matt. Hey. See you later, Matt. Have a excellent night. I'll get the, I'll try to get those blueprints to you for the thing. It'd be easier to mail or email the blueprints than it would to ship, you know, a ton of steel and hydraulic motors and knife blades and stuff. I've been around shepherds a lot in my life, and I'm relatively new within the past 15 years or so to no, less than that, 12 years or so to Catahoulas, and I'm sold on them dogs. They're, and I'm sure they're like every other dog out there. There's good ones and bad ones, but I hadn't got a bad Catahoula yet, so. Oh, did I miss something? Did the guy answer me about that gun he was talking about or not? That new thing that they did with the 9mm carbine or whatever, it looks like a 10-22, but it's a 9mm. And I wish they'd do that in a 40. That might be pretty cool. See, I don't know how many likes or nothing I got on where I'm at. I couldn't tell you if anybody clicked the like button or not. I'm gonna have to Google that. Don't the 10mm and the aren't the 10mm and the 40 almost exactly the same? And there ain't no shame in me at all letting y'all know that I ain't the guy to go to for gun advice. Oh, there you are. I got 22 watching. Got like all the analytics. I'm really not a live feed ninja. 40's weaker than a 10. Well, I didn't know that, honestly. I'm not the semi-automatic handgun that I have right now is the first one I've ever owned. I've shot several, but you know, I cut my teeth on revolvers, and hey, Clint Eastwood. Alright, Ben, we will check you next time. Did SOS bounce out? I didn't see him say goodnight or nothing, but he may just be lurking in the background. Night, Seamus. And we can talk rifle calibers, like for deer and elk and mooses. I know there's a lot of people that buy the 223 and the 5.56 and stuff for an all-around cartridge or whatever, and they'll do the job. You got to be a pretty decent shot. I've seen big pigs run a long way after being shot with 223 though. What's that? Oh, that sucks. Well, 7.62 by 39 is really close to a, what is it, a 30-30 as far as the fall and the punch power. The only difference is it's a pointy slug instead of a the blunt thing you get with the 30-30.
Mr. Ellis, you got the 243 West?
The 243 is, and I'm not busting on any of the stuff. A lot of it depends on the shooter. The 243 is choked down real hard, so you've got to deal with a lot more recoil on most of the rifles for the amount of kinetic energy you've got downrange. It's a little flatter. Its trajectory is a little flatter, but if I had to choose between 243 and a 270 or even a 25-06, I would take either the 270 or the 25-06. Now, the difference between a 30-06 and a 270 is really kind of negligible. Some of it depends on the rifle you get, too. I've shot several 243s, but to me it's just like, I mean, if you're gonna deal with that much recoil, you know, you might as well just step it up a notch. Then you've got enough powder in a 243. You've got enough cartridge and everything on that 243 to go ahead and go up to you know, the 30-06, honestly. And then you're not, the size of your slug in the 243 limits the size of your animal. You can shoot, let's put it this way, you can shoot a 120-pound doe with a 7mm if you've got the right slug in it. Okay? But yeah, you can't shoot, well, I don't know if I'd want to try to take a shot at an elk at 500 or 600 yards with a 243. because this, the side, the grains of the slug, as opposed to the further away it gets from the gun, the less energy it retains. So if you've got a slightly larger projectile, it it holds more of the kinetic energy. So when it hits, it goes, there's more ow factor. You know what I mean? And as far as the 7.62 by 5.4, that's a respectable rifle range or rifle round. I don't know why somebody hasn't come out with an aftermarket bolt action in that caliber. That's a tough round. But you can just go to what is it, 308 or 303? 308. Yeah. You can take an elk with a 30-30 pretty easy. Or 270, honestly. Elks, everybody freaks out when you say elk. They're like, oh, they're a big animal, but, and some of it, there you go again in the thinking. If I have to take the shot at over, 200 yards, then I'm going to go for a body shot. I'm going to go for the lung and the heart. If I'm within 200 yards, I'm separating that animal's brain from the rest of his spinal column. I'm going to shoot him in the neck. Just because. But yeah, I say that now. My eyes ain't as good as they used to be. But around here, if you're in a deer blind and you've got you've got a sandbag up there, you're shooting just like you're at the range and stuff, and that 150 yards, at 150 yards, you can put all 3 bullets that are coming out the end of your barrel in the end of a soda can with your rifle. Why are you going to aim for the basketball and destroy half of the animal? Why not just shoot him in the 3rd vertebrae down from the skull and watch him fall? You don't have to go get him or nothing. He just goes down. It's just like his legs quit working.
Steve Fellow, hello, you are a tough round, you old fellow.
I don't know. Hey Steve. I have hunted with a 300 Magnum, 7mm Magnum, which actually I really like the 7mm. Hunted with a 25-06, 30-30, 357, Lee Rection. That was fun.
45 or a 9?
I haven't hunted with a 45 or a 9.
Oh. She's asking what guns do you like?
What guns do I like?
The 45 or 9?
My personal preference on a handgun round is a 357/38. I'm a revolver guy. I own a 40 or a Beretta in a 40 caliber. It was given to me. But my daughter owns a 9 and my son owns a 9, and as far as concealed carry or whatever, it depends on how comfortable you are with the recoil. The recoil on a 45 and a concealed carry is intense. friend of the family, he has a little bitty.
My favorite are free.
Yeah, that's my favorite. It's free. I mean, I got, it's like a $500 gun, and they got that here. And he gave me like, I don't know, 500 or 600 rounds of ammunition at the same time. I was like, wow. And it's got like a $400 laser sight or something I can put on it if I want to. Combination laser, strobe, flashlight thing. I just use the laser to play with the cat. It's not on the gun because that would be like weird to sit there and point your gun all over the house. Cause ow, I took it off. So I did have a holster to fit in with it on there. We were getting some antelope back around here, and then some guy had planted some weed over there, and he caught the antelope out in his field, and he put up a fence around all of his wheat fields and stuff, and you never see the antelope anymore. They moved on. Or they got poached. And that what? There was 100 animals in that herd. 100, 120, something like that. We never could get a full count on them. And you never see them anymore. Not since he put those fences up. You need to make a gun holster for my Beretta too, while you're at it. You can practice on the one for my Beretta. If you get it right, then you can send it to me, and then you'll know how to make zippies. Dude, I started one, but all the leather I got in that deal was like really thin, so. Ooh, did I already show y'all? My brother gave it back to me. I love my brother. My brother's a cool brother. He's like, yeah, I don't know if they ever shoot this. I'm going to do the West S10. We'll get it more. Ow, that's my foot. Ow, my legs hurt. Stop whining. I don't think this is safe. I'm gonna have to do the whole let everybody see that I keep loaded firearms in my house. Ouch.
Took a whole hour this time.
A whole hour this time. There's bullets in this gun. That's just crazy. What kind of a person runs around with bullets in his gun?
So if you had to choose between an SKS and an AR, which AR would you get?
The one that says SKS on it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Time. Isn't it pretty? I took the bullets out. They're little. The difference between this round and, hold on, I got an empty casing up here. Because my boy's a goober and he just goes bang, 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 and he leaves them laying around everywhere, and I pick them up.
You don't hate me, but I've fallen in love with the AK-47.
Okay.
That was SOS.
Yeah. Courtney has one of those, which is basically this gun, but it's borderized. And that sucker's fun, man. But SKS, AR. Gase more quejones. Good night, Finger Lakes Pepper. This round has more eggs in the basket than this one. But if somebody wants to give me one for free or whatever, hey, send it. And this is for instructional purposes only. You have to make sure these are all the way back when you push them in. There's a little groove here. You just slide it all the way down. Don't put them in the thing forward because they won't. They'll fail to feed. Okay. And I'm not suggesting that you keep loaded firearms in your house because that's not safe. Make sure you store your ammunition and your rifle in separate locations in your house. Keep both of them locked up and safely away from your children, your cat, your chimpanzee. Definitely keep your AK away from any random chimpanzee that walks into your camp because, well, it could go bad. I've seen it. So, but that way it gives the predators that are out there eating your defenseless little pet chicken an opportunity to vacate the premises with the pet chicken while you are unlocking your unloaded firearm and then unlocking your ammunition and then going over and unlocking the other cabinet which has your magazine in it so you can take the ammo and put in the magazine and then put in the weapon and then go outside and not save.
I thought Red Dawn was like a submarine movie.
No, that was the hunt for Red October. Red Dawn is when the Ruskies come over here and they take over Iowa. Which actually they were invited. We were like, Iowa? It's right up there. Go ahead. Not really. I'm just joking. Anybody from Iowa? I really am sorry about that. That wasn't funny. They have that. Me and my brother bought this at the same time. I bought a Chinese and he bought a Russian. The place we went, they only had the two guns. I paid $125 for my Chinese, and he paid $137 for this Russian. They both went through on my paperwork, so but which is weird because he's got like super high clearance in the Navy and everything when he was in there. Like one of those communications dude. He could have understood what y'all were talking about on FLP's thing the other night. You know, or like the XBQ of the ... matrix of the squawk box that goes bleep bleep or whatever when y'all were talking about all that. What chip say? He got rainbows and unicorns.
I'll give you 140 for the Russian.
Yeah, good luck with that one. He lucked out on that gun. It's like it all matches and everything. And no, that bad boy. I do know what they're worth now, or what they're going for now. They're not worth it. They're still a $150 rifle. But there's not as many of them out there now, and the people that have them aren't getting rid of them. Quite quite honestly, this is something that occurred to me. If there was a gunsmith out there that could make this gun, make the SKS, but chamber or build it chambered for the 5.56, that would be wicked. That's all I'm saying. That would be wicked. Or even if like you made it chambered for different things, like make it what I think would be totally awesome is if somebody would build like an AR that was chambered in 222 or a 22 Hornet. Little bit bullets, more than enough to instructionally deter aggressive behavior of human beings, yet half the weight of carrying 5.56 ammo. Just saying. Wait. And that's the other thing about in close and personal or whatever. You can carry a lot more 9mm for your bucks. You know, 100 rounds of 40 is heavy. I think I'm gonna, cause I lost part of one of the little metal things that cover the front of my wood on my SKS is in that pasture back there somewhere. So I'm thinking I'm gonna sporterize mine. Big rats. We had a guy had some elk down here that he was, you know, commercially growing, and there's no down here. There's no season for them, no nothing. We had a storm come through and a little bit of flooding and stuff, and it washed some of the fences and stuff, busted his fences up pretty bad, and the elk got out. And man, his neighbors shot almost every one of his elk before he could get them, you know, get them rounded up. It was kind of sorry the way the people did him.
SOS is out.
Good night, BA. Thanks for stopping by. Let me know whenever you get my holster finished for my brother. We had wild emus running around here for a while. People just cut them loose. Whenever the emu market went to poo, emu and ostrich deal, and the farmers and ranchers just said nope, and they went out there and eradicated the whole bunch. They just killed all of them. Emus and ostriches are pretty. We didn't need a whole bunch of wild 200-pound birds running around, that's for sure. It's bad enough get caught out there in the middle of nowhere and there's 20 turkeys around you. Turkeys are not friendly animals. Just saying. You don't want to be between them and their way out of the canyon. Just saying. Was turkey season open next month? What do we see today? 20, 25 of them?
Gosh, they're big herds, so probably.
Yep. Yeah, that's what happened here. I can't think of that kid's name that was telling me about it. He was apologizing for not letting us go out there and help them whack them all. They had 50 or 60 on their ranch out there, and a bunch of them were half grown. The emu had successfully hatched off. They had emus successfully hatch off in the wild, so they just walked through their property and killed every one of them.
Rob says he's still going to be listening, but he's not going to be able to chat. He's fixing a haircut.
Okie dokie. Happy, you want to borrow some clippers? Just your bzzz, like that.
And yes, Digger, it's the dog. Shut up.
Yeah, she's hearing something, but it's not specific. Oh man, I just thought of that. I wonder if it's hogs. Or
It may be them turkeys.
ah, you probably just nailed it. I should go to see if I got one. I mean, no, I didn't shoot at one of those.
She's not leaving the front yard, so whatever it is isn't too big of an issue.
It's
Probably wants in the freaking house.
no, I think she's actually barking at that flock of turkeys we were talking about a minute ago. Is probably out there in the trees somewhere, and she can hear them, and she's don't know what they are, and she's just like, "Oh, hey, Daddy, Daddy, there's a booger out there," like that. She's one of the bravest cowards I know. She wants me to shoot it before she goes and kills it. Yeah. There's some of these guys on here that I don't watch their hog hunting videos anymore because they go out at night with their ARs and their night vision stuff and everything, and they just rip through and that's what needs to happen. They literally just rip through these animals, rapid fire, just bang, 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 shoot, blow them away just for the views, and they don't do anything with the animals. You got starving refugees all over the country, and they're just throwing, just leaving bacon to rot in the sun. Go handle the dog. I had to walk out of BA's a while ago. I was gone for what? I was out for 10 minutes a while ago.
As soon as I open the door, she'll shut up.
Yeah, I got a friend that's how I've got a couple of friends that's how they do it. They got a couple of runners and then they got a nose dog, and they get a dog attached to the hog's nose and then a dog attached to the tail, and they go in there and they push it over and slit its throat. They wanted me to go. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. The pit bulls they use for the nose dogs and stuff are some of the most docile animals around human beings you've ever seen. They don't have they ain't got no meanness towards people at all. They live for getting on that hog though. It's the only problem I have with any pit bulls are the ones that the people started breeding them to be guard dogs and stuff. And I don't do guard dogs. I don't. A dog's supposed to bark and let the property owner know that there's somebody out there that he needs to go handle. That's what they're for. Yeah, the adrenaline is bad for the taste of meat. That's another reason I like to do the neck shots on my deer. I want them to just stop being alive. Joe, the feral hogs that are out there are just hogs. They're uh, whatever breed of meat pig you can imagine got released into the wild, and they're just crossbreeding. Now they are trying to figure out, and they're pretty sure that they did, that somebody actually imported Russian wild boar and released them in the Arkansas area. The Arkansas, Mississippi area to breed with the feral wild pigs to make larger, more game-worthy animals. The only problem is the Russian wild boar are not afraid of people.
Why would you hunt and kill hogs and not eat them?
Yeah, they're a nasty, aggressive pig. I don't know why they do it, but there's that guy, he kills 8, 10, 15, 20 of them a night and just leaves them laying in the pasture. But I think he's just trying to get them, he's trying to kill every hog in his county, in the surrounding counties. See, I don't know about all that, because it would have been hard. They would have had to sneak the wild hogs into this country. And I'm sorry, whoever did it, I hope you see this video and you come and have a talk with me about it. I mean, you would have to be a complete idiot to bring an overly aggressive animal that's not indigenous to a continent in and release them into the wild just so you could have something to shoot at. Why not go over there and get a couple thousand African lions and cut them loose just so we can hunt them in the U.S. Let's let some lions, tigers loose too.
Do people eat javelina?
Yes, you can eat javelina. I don't eat them. Well, I don't know. That's not true. I'd eat one if I shot one. But javelina is not a pig. So just be aware that a javelina is not a pig. A peccary is not a pig. They're not. They just look like a pig and sound like a pig and eat like a pig. They're not a pig.
Imagine not eating bacon. Quit eating chocolate.
You bought me chocolate, honey.
Not to sit there and just eat.
But it's so good.
Bent, I'm back and I eat pig.
I talk about it a lot. Put it this way, I'm glad for the saving grace and forgiveness of God, because giving up pork would be hard to do. Super duper hard to do. I like bacon. I eat bacon in everything. Bacon and eggs, bacon and spinach, Everything.
I never left and I eat like a pig.
Um, I like pork. Bacon is good.
I need a snack.
Well, I was told I couldn't have any more chocolate. My wife got me a whole bag of chocolate hearts. Now she says you can't eat it. Cause I've only had like 2.
Handfuls.
Okay, I might have had 6 of them. That's a lot of chocolate. I shouldn't eat any more chocolate right now. Yep. My wife will not eat deer meat. I don't care how you fix it. You can make deer sausage using pork and beef as filler, and she still won't eat it. What's y'all's favorite one? How long? Oh man, that's an hour and a half up in here. What's y'all's favorite wild game?
I told people the first time I talked to you, the world is full of 3 types of people. 1, don't eat bacon.
Okay.
2, eat soft bacon.
What? Midget mud wrestling. Eat crispy bacon. There you go.
I'm a number 2.
You're number 3. Yeah. I'm a number 2. Yeah, I'm a number 2 and a 3. And I don't eat bacon if we don't have any. Don't trust the first 2. There you go. The wife tried diets, okay, and they didn't work. And this one she's trying now actually is the reverse of any diet she's ever been on in her life. I am enjoying this diet. I'm going to stay on this diet from now on. We eat steak with the fat on. We eat bacon. We eat hamburgers without the bread, where you have to stay away from breads and stuff like that, and rice and everything. But yeah, bacon. Then you're supposed to, after you fry the bacon, you're supposed to save the bacon grease, and whatever you cook next, you cook it with bacon grease because you want the fat. And seriously, she's withering away to nothing. It's weird. She's slimming up super fast from eating stuff that everybody out there tells you is going to make you turn into a blob. But we don't sit there, we don't eat like a whole side of bacon, or, you know, we don't eat 2 pounds of.
Has anyone ever had wilted lettuce? Why would you?
Yeah, we use butter. That's no, I've thought about getting some tobacco seeds, but hopefully before the event gets here, these things are completely out of my life. These are ultralights, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I light them and then I watch them burn to nothing. Take a drag here and there. It's a habit, and Tobacco seeds are not that easy to get your hands on. And around here, it's not, you know, I mean, the water would kill me.
Spinach cooked in bacon grease.
And I,
Fresh garden lettuce. Oh, wilted lettuce is fresh garden lettuce with hot bacon grease on it. Okay.
oh, yeah. And see, the kale, well, there's several different kinds of kale, but kale is really good if you do it with the bacon grease or whatever. Um, a man named James Ratliff, one of the most awesome men ever to walk the face of the earth. He was a big old bear of a man, simple country guy. I loved him to pieces. He had a ranch, and he would let us take the church youth out there, and we took him out there. We spent the weekend. We camped out, and he before we head out there, he said, "Weston, I want you to make sure you bring a lot of bacon." So we did. I didn't know why, and then he said, "Okay, in the morning, all these kids are going to wake up hungry. Fry the bacon up. You're not going to be able to fry that bacon fast enough to feed all these kids. But let them eat bacon sandwiches, and then y'all do your day stuff." He said, "Don't throw that bacon grease away. Cover it up." And he says, "Hold on to that. Then after y'all go fishing after a while, because y'all are going to catch fish." And we did. Oh, God, we caught fish. He said, "Show them how to clean them fish. No batter, no nothing. And just deep fry that catfish in that bacon grease. And see if you've ever had anything better in your life." I ain't never had catfish so good ever. Deep fried channel catfish in bacon grease is the most delicious thing ever on the face of the planet. And plus you get to eat a lot of bacon. So, yeah. You can't eat catfish, L? The Keisha? That sucks. Hey, fried fish is fried fish. Listen, orange ruffy person.
Hey, at least I found a fish I would eat. It only took me 40 some odd years.
And that's something I'm going through right now is the food laws or whatever. There's so much stuff that's off the menu. And if you're going to go to the clean and unclean, even the clean animals are actually unclean unless they're killed a specific way. You cannot go to the grocery store and buy beef and it be clean. So the food laws are really tricky. We can have clean here. But they gotta whack them right, Miss Stewart. It's the rule on how. The biggest thing with the animals that don't chew their cud is the fact that they will eat anything. And, well, stuff that'll eat anything, like humans, are prone to tissue-borne parasites, so you got to be careful. And let's just be real careful on calling anybody out on their religion. That's one thing we don't. I don't care if you're Mormon, Catholic, whatever. We will not corner anybody on their faith.
No, you should fry it in bacon grease. Everything should be cooked in bacon grease.
Everything, yeah. Go, I love it. You don't. It's weird. I actually like salmon, but it's really, you gotta pay through the nose to get it where I'm at. Salmon has to be grilled. I actually like, but I like fish. I like, the fishier the fish, the better. I eat carp, so. I've done fish in the smoker. Fish in the smoker's good.
Operated corn sheller?
Who's asking about that?
No, Digger said, now I do have, he was saying he wanted a coffee grinder. He said, but I do have a hand-operated corn sheller.
That's, I don't know, I'd have to look that up. I know that if we get that back there leased, there's a corn grinder back there sitting in the middle of them trees. It'd take a lot of work. It needs some new bearings and stuff, but it's there. I mean, I can fix it.
Come up to PA and the Beaver and Ohio rivers west, more carp than you can handle, and then some. John White, I just thought food ain't too peculiar.
Yeah. Grilled and broiled are both good, but Joe, what kind of perch do y'all have up there? You're in Idaho, right? Idaho-ish. See, down here when we say perch, we're talking about a fish the size of this phone is a keeper perch. You know, size of my hand, that's, you're like, whoa, I caught me a perch. We've got green sunfish, warmouth, bluegill, red bellies, we got all kinds of perch down here, but they're all small. And see, catfish get a really bad rap. they're opportunistic eaters, but they're some of the most aggressive predators out there as far as the fish species go. Perch will eat anything. Now, shell crackers are saltwater, ain't they? Cracker form, the little cheese fish. The yellow perch they're kind of long-bodied, and they're light yellow with, what is it, vertical stripes? Yes, no. I love fish. I eat fish and fresh fruit all day long if that's all there was. I wouldn't gripe a bit. Yeah, they're fun to catch too. They've got those all the way over to Pennsylvania, I believe. I used to catch them up there. Or something really similar to it anyway. So, man, y'all got me wanting to ditch everything, every responsibility I have in the morning and go fishing now. Oh, Steve's got shellfish issues. So, canned oysters, out-of-date canned oysters are off the menu. Al Stewart, you got something there, because if you think about it, first old boys Jesus picked up, start talking to on a regular basis, were fishermen, because they had the best souls, because they spent the most time fishing. That's what I think. When he was told he needed to pay taxes, he sent somebody out to go fishing. You see? So during tax season, and I think that's why tax season happens when fishing season starts, because you should fish while you're paying taxes. I have convinced myself that fishing is the way to go.
You live a carefree lifestyle. What responsibilities?
What responsibility? Well, Nugget's little brothers and sisters. The new little bunch of whatever's out there, those little puff balls that's
Out of the mesquite trees.
Ian drug out of the mesquite trees with her the other day. The 10 that we're going to have to figure out how to get out of the camper when you know who. I don't know what to do, because I'm good. We're just going to have to candle them and see how far along they are. Our hens have figured out that if they try to go broody in the coop, they get put in isolation, so now they're just going broody elsewhere. We don't want any more chicken. I got 3 frozen and busted eggs in the back of my truck right now. There'll be 4 in the morning. My little game hen she gets up and she lays her egg in the back of my truck. And I don't think about it, and she had laid the eggs in there, and then it come that ice and stuff, so they got frozen.
Okay, it's
Oh, okay. The boss lady just called time. And I checked the clock and she is correct. This is like the longest forever one I've done. I appreciate the way everybody hung out with me and stuff. Bent, the kind of, we have, dadgummit, we have largemouth, smallmouth, Guadalupe, those are bass. We have a buku, a perch. We have blue, yellow, channel, catfish. We have crappie.
Gar in East Texas, not here.
We don't have very many gar right around here. If you go south and east, you know, if you go east and then a little south, we've got some gar. And we've actually, there's quite a few actual wild goldfish. Caught a few of those. We've got some striper. They've got a few lakes around that have striper in them. And there's a few ponds, I'm not going to call them lakes, there's a few ponds that they run circulation in. You know, it's a pump that it pumps the water out and sprays it up in the air and right back down into the pond or whatever, and they put trout in there, but it costs out the ear balls to go in there and try to catch anything. But yeah, the best bass lake we got within driving distance right now has mercury in it. You're limited to 2 8-ounce servings of bass or catfish from the lake per month for an adult. No peacock bass. We try really hard to keep the stuff like that out. Knock on wood, we don't have any of the snakeheads or peacock or anything down here. Don't want them. The peacock bass, when they come in, when people drop them into the pond or whatever, or the lake, or I mean, they eat all the regular bass. They eat everything. They eat all the perch. They eat all the catfish. They eat everything. Now, 30-40 pound monster that just eats everything. You know, 30 pound peacock, which is a perch, eats a 10 pound bass. No trouble. So no, I would like to go peacock bass fishing if you didn't have to go into South America to do it. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm whooped too. This is it, guys. Y'all be blessed. Thank y'all for hanging out with me and the missus. Love y'all. Stay alive. Don't die. I gotta find the thing so I can turn this off. But yeah. Enjoyed it. Y'all have an excellent remainder of the weekend. And if y'all miss me, it's because I did sneak off and go fishing. Love y'all.